Hello, guys, welcome back, and today we're gonna be talking about demons and shinobis. So let us begin. So, we currently, see Izuku, aka the now orphaned Izuku, because his father never really came back, aka Kirya. And yes, that Kirya, if you know who's Kirya. I won't be saying his name, or at least his actual purpose, yet, but let's just say it's gonna be very interesting when they meet again. And we currently see our boy Izuku now being, treated and also being comforted by his uncle, which I don't really have an image for him. So just imagine him like, hmm, just imagine him with like, green hair, green eyes, basically that type of thing. But he was also wearing something that resembles you know, an investigator's outfit. More specifically, a trench coat, like, just a blazer, and also some like other stuff that almost resembles that type of thing. So, as while Izuku is basically, just being alone in his room, basically like not talking to anybody because he was still, sad about his mother dying because, well, it's a pretty, a pretty reasonable response. So, as we currently see him just like, curled up in a corner, basically wallowing in his sorrows, we also currently see, well, his uncle. His uncle's currently talking to his grandfather, as he would see this. So, how's Izuku, he would say. As the man would be revealed to be some sort of like, bearded old man with like, with let's just say like a really large like beard, like to the point that it almost looks he looks like a Japanese Santa. As he would also have very big eyebrows, like to the point that it's basically rivaling like um Rock Lee, right? As he would also be bald. Yeah, surprising that the only part of his hair where his is supposed to be has no hair. So, as after saying that, his uncle would say this. Well, it's not going well. You know his mother's dead, right? Sis, he would say. As he would say this. Yeah, I'm still pretty much pissed off at that man, he would say. As he would say this. Agreed. He basically abandoned him. Not only that, he's suffering, he would say. As he would say this. Yes. But what about Izuku? As he would say this. He's still pretty much in his room. He barely ate. In fact, he never really ate anything. He's basically starving himself, he would say. As he would say this. It seems I think it's time for us to finally bring him into our family business, he would say. As he would say this. You mean, as you would say this. Yeah. He's already 8 now. And by the way, this is like a year after, the incident, and he's still basically starving himself. Or at least somewhat. I mean, he did eat sometimes, but still, he barely ate. So, as he would say this, it seems so. But is he okay if he's able to just handle the truth? If he can't, then, as he would say this, don't worry, I'll make sure of it. Besides, I think he'll like his first ever demon, he would say. As he would say this, you sure? I mean, barely anybody even tried to control Orthros. God, even I tried, and remember these scars, he would say? As he would basically, bring out his, like, basically, you know, take off his mask. And by the way, he does wear a mask. As he would show off several of the scars that he gotten from him. Being that of scars that resemble, like, something that the Joker had in, like, I can't remember which movie, but, of Batman, but, that specific Joker with the scars on his face that resembles a smile. Not only that, you would also notice him also having other scars around his body. As he would say this. Yes, but I believe he has the talent just like your mother. I mean, she was able to somewhat tame Orthro, so why not? He would say. As he would say this, "Hug, fine. But if he ever gets hurt, I'm blaming you." He would say. As he would say this, "Hmm, sure." As after saying that, they both of them would start leaving. As his grandmother would say this, as the grandmother would be revealed to be some sort of green-haired girl that's, completely short in stature. As she would say this, "So, how's grandson?" She would say. As he would say this, "Oh, hello there." Imagine her being having like a German name because, well, that's gonna be sort of important in the in the latter episodes. So, as she would say this, "Oh, so he's still," as he would say this, "Yes," as she would say this, "I guess I should just get ready for dinner." She would say. By the way, I'm not really good with a German accent. I mean, I used to have I used to, have this German accent, but I've forgotten it for a while. So I'm barely able to do a German accent. So yeah. So, as after saying that, she would basically start going into the kitchen. As she would say this, "Just be careful, okay?" She would say. As she would say this, "Hmm, sure, honey," he would say. As after saying that, he would start leaving, going into the room where Izuku is with his uncle. As we currently see a depressed Izuku. Just imagine him wearing something like this as well. But remember, in this universe, heroes don't exist. So just only imagine this as like, just like some random superhero costume or like some superhero onesie that he gotten as birthday present. So yeah, so imagine him being, just like in his room, basically like curled up in a ball, as he's currently on on the bed, basically on his side. As his uncle would say this, "Hey, Izuku," he would say. As Izuku would just look at them, as he would have, the completely puffed up cheeks, as he would also have, like, you know, dark eyes a little bit, as he would say this, um, "Yes, uncle," he would say. As one of them would say this, specifically our boy, well, as Izuku would just, also have like, well, sort of scars on his chin. It's more like near his like bottom half of his face. As he would say this, "Yes, uncle," he would say. As he would basically say it in a low voice. As after saying that, one of them would say this, "Well, Izuku," he would say. As he would say this, "Yeah," he would say. As one of them would say this, "Izuku," said his grandfather, as he would basically grab him by his shoulder, as he would say this, "I want you to come with us for a second. I want to give you something, and we've been meaning to tell you for a while now," he would say. As after saying that, he would say this, "Why do I even, why do you even care? I just want to wallow," he would say. As after saying that, he would still, be crawled up into a bed. As I meant into his bed. As one of them would say this, specifically his uncle. "But still, you don't need to wallow in your own misery. You're basically, killing yourself. I mean, you're barely eating," he would say. As he would say this, "Mm, but why do I?" As he would still be crying. As he would say this, "And you barely even gone to school. In fact, you basically decided to abandon school to the point that your entire class doesn't even know you. Seriously, I've been hearing about, your teachers talking about how you're basically absent for, half the entire year, in fact. It's super tiring dealing with them," he would say. As he would say this, specifically his grandfather. "Yes, so we wanted to give you this. It's sort of important, so come with us," he would say. As Izuku would just look at him, as he would say this, um, "Fine, if you insist," he would say. As he would stand up, as he would do it in wobbly knees, because he barely even, well, you know, barely even moved all for all this time, except for like getting to sometimes eat. So after that, he would start now basically picking up the child because he definitely doesn't seem like the type of person to you know walk for a while now. As one of them specifically, his grandfather would decide to carry him like piggyback style, and so they would start leaving, going into the basement. As after a while of basically walking there, as Izuku would say this. So why are we in the basement? He would say, said Izuku in a quiet, tired tone. As one of them would say this, specifically our boy over there, aka, you know, Izuku's uncle. As he would say this. Well, it's sort of a special place, he would say. As after saying that, they would arrive at the area. As it would be a large cave system. As he would say this. What? Why is there a cave in under our house, he would say? As he would say this. We'll explain later. But come, he would say. As after that, they would start walking towards a cliffside. As he would say this. Hold on for a second, he would say. As after saying that, he would start, grabbing his phone, including his grandfather. As they would start doing something to it. As after doing it for a while, they would activate something. As they would summon these. As he would summon out, specifically his uncle would summon out a white bird. But the white bird seems to be, something different. As underneath its belly, or at least the underneath of it, it seems to be several, depressed and also sad looking people's faces. As he would say this, Rosvelger, he would say. As after saying that, the bird would say this. Yes, my lord, he would say. As Izuku would just be surprised as he would say, what is that? He would say, as he would say this. Meet a demon. His name is Crossvelgar. Raptor Crossvelgar. I meant Hersvelgar, he would say, as he would say this. So, is that my. As he would say this. No. This is actually my personal demon. Your your first partner's over there, he would say. As after saying that, he would basically hop onto it. As he would say this. What about you, Grandpa? He would say. As he would say this. Right, he would say. As he would bring up his phone, as he would summon out. As he would say this. Or specifically the creature. As he would say this. What is it, my master? He would say. As after saying that, the creature would be revealed to be some sort of bird. Another bird to be more specifically. As it would also have, much more interesting features. Like, for example, a weird looking crown on its head, and also, blue and yellow feathers, as you would say this. Avian Superna, can you please take me over this cliff, you would say, as you would say this. Very well, my lord, you would say, as he would jump onto its back, as he would start flying off. After reaching towards the end, they would see a large golden door, as he would say this. Ready to meet your own creature, he would say, as he would say this. Um, sure, he would say, said Izuku. As Izuku would start walking up to it, as he would say this. You just need to put your hand on the pedestal over there. As he would basically see some sort of pedestal in front of the, golden door. As he would say this. So, what should I do next? As he would say this. You just need to wait, he would say, specifically his uncle. As, wait for a second. As Hertzberger would say this. Yes, young master, he would say. As he would say this. Oh, okay. As after putting his hand on the pedestal, it would start to glow. And after that, the glow would stop. As you would look towards the gate, as the door would open, showing off the beast. As the beast would look at him, as both of its head would both say in unison, we are Otheros. So, you're the one who summoned us. they would say New Descent. Or just him. As after saying that, Izuku would say this. Uh, he would say, as after saying that, we would end this episode. So yeah, this is actually, going to be the end of this episode. So yeah. So, bye-bye.